say, hey, send a picture of a boxer standing like this in the mirror, looking stupid. Okay, I'll send that every day. What are you talking about? Because I know I'm a hustle for my. Look at what the right now.
Recently, Marlon 3LG, an up-and-coming streamer of the decade, had a ton of allegations put on him, those being that he was out here selling pictures to gay men, and a lot of pedophile type allegations due to jokes he made when he was coming up and streaming. It's been detrimental to his career, with some people staying silent, some people going on stream calling him all types of crazy things, and next time he got on stream, he had to clear up every last allegation.
It's not an excuse. That's me saying that when I said those things, I thought it was okay to say those things.
But I don't want to get a little ahead of myself, so let's start from the very beginning with who even is Marlon if you're unaware.
I would dead bend you over, small, fat, young, old, underage, overage. Give you back shots. After back shot.
For anyone that doesn't want to watch the full video and just see a specific part, go to the description or even look at the video. There are timestamps throughout this entire thing, so you can skip to a specific part. Marlon 3LG, or Marlon as I'm gonna call him throughout the rest of this video, was an up-and-coming streamer. Technically still is, but he got his start basically off of YouTube, grinding out videos, even dropping out when it seemed like this was gonna be his only option. He even ended up going homeless due to his dream that he was chasing, and it seemed like it was gonna be pretty impossible, because he was getting denounced and disrespected by other streamers like Yusuf7, who called him out saying that he was weird and saying that what he was doing wasn't really smart. But eventually he would meet up with Lacy, one of the FaZe Clan members, and hit off a pretty cool bond. This would allow Marlon to get the spotlight that he needed. He was a really good content creator and actually a pretty cool guy on camera, funny and very charismatic, and people thought his content was really interesting. Once he had the spotlight from Lacy of them doing all types of content together, people flocked to him, loving his personality and loving the content that he was putting out on the streaming side along with YouTube, going in a pretty fast way.
Like not this, I like real pop.
What's your favorite snack?
Toaster strudel.
Toaster strudel. That's fine.
What's your favorite snack?
Come on now, stand right in front of me. You rock it.
It seemed like Marlon was literally on the rise to be one of the breakout streamers of the year, or at least to be nominated for one. But unfortunately, this week, an ex-girlfriend of his came out showing very weird messages that he had sent to a bunch of people. And I'm saying weird in a not literal way, because the messages were just him sending sexual pictures to people to get paid. But she ended up making a whole TikTok video about it.
Somebody in New York too that he was staying with, a really nice family. The wife's name was Terry, and they had a really nice house in, I think it was New Jersey, not New York. And he promised to pay the rent for a room in their house. He never paid for nothing at all. He ignored them. He left them cold on red afterwards. After he left the house, he left with nothing, no payment. American guy, and they have a house, and he also went there. They had like a shed or like a backyard house, like a pool house, whatever. He asked to stay there and pay them or whatever. He never paid, never even a thank you, nothing. Just left them cold too. This is the way he's brought himself up to fame. You guys think that he is disciplined. You guys think that he is hustling. You've never seen this kind of hunger, W hunger, whatever you guys say, W hunger. Yeah. But it's just using people. It's just using people. It's just manipulating.
Now I'm gonna be honest, these parts of the allegations are the parts that people honestly don't really care about. One thing she points out is him not truly being homeless, which isn't actually that crazy. Say he truly wasn't, which he tries to explain later, then who really cares? He's a streamer providing us with entertainment. Him lying about being homeless or not actually doesn't matter to me and the wide majority of people who watch him. It's kind of irrelevant. Obviously, when he does respond, he tries to explain this away by saying that she actually doesn't understand and doesn't have the true facts that she's putting out there.
I was homeless in New York City. I took my last money that I had from Sweden, by the way, to go on a first flight to NYC to be able to stream there for a couple weeks to see if I could start getting the ball running, snowball effect. Pick up on the American culture, pick up on the American streams. I lived in a cell. It was about this big. But when I didn't have money for that, after a week of living in the cell, because I wasn't making any money, because I took a risk, guess what I did? I took my suitcase, rolled it out, Madison Square Garden, stairs upstairs. There was a little like this. I put my suitcase right there, head rested, slept on it for 2 nights. But I wasn't homeless. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Along with the fact she talks about him pulling a sketch, sending pictures to guys. I thought we were already over this when it happened with sketch. If a streamer were to come out and say while they were grinding, while they were coming up, they were out here starting OF pages, they were out here sending pictures to guys, girls, whatever it is, most people in that same position, if they could, would do the exact same thing. It's actually not as crazy as you might believe, and a lot of people don't take it as serious as she might think they do. That's not gonna cause them to stop.
Hey, send a picture of a boxer standing like this in the mirror, looking stupid. Okay, I'll send that every day. What are you talking about? Because I know I'm a hustle for my. Look at where the I'm at now, and I'll do it again tomorrow. $1,000, 500, 200 there, 300 there. Brody, that's what I would make. That's what I would make in 2 weeks. You don't think I would take that? So yes. And you know what the crazy part is about this? He's not a man guy who did this. I've been seeing this. And 3, how many times have I not told y'all I used to send pictures to anybody who wanted them? Yes or no? Yes or no? But the new people will never know that though, because they're not the real viewers.
Even if he's not actually gay, if a guy told anybody that he would give him $1,000, $2,000 just to send one photo, a lot of people are folding and actually doing that, especially when you're in his position and don't have a lot of money. So I honestly don't see an issue with that either. We've already been through this with sketch as well, where you got to do what you got to do when you're trying to grind and actually trying to get up. A lot of people don't care about that type of stuff. And then the other thing she said was him not being truly faithful, which is the most strict thing I could probably think of if you're really religious and you don't like that he lied about that. Talking about how he doesn't do any type of drugs or any type of alcohol. Well, I don't think people would care about that either. If he lies about drinking, if he lies about doing all that stuff, who really cares? At the end of the day, a lot of people just want him on this screen for entertainment. What he does when he gets off of it, like things like this, don't really matter to them. And that's what the wide majority actually thought when these allegations first came out. This part of it was just brushed off as somebody who's clout chasing, and they're just upset that their ex that they used to be with is getting all this fame, clout, attention, and money, and she's not really getting any of it. And that's the other part, being unfaithful. She talks about how she was with him while he's doing 20v1s, going out on dates. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, him being unfaithful does not matter. That is pretty messed up, but that isn't gonna stop people from watching him, and most people would not care about that fact at all. I mean, people cheat and do crazy things on a daily basis when it comes to streamers or any type of entertainers, and that doesn't stop people from watching them, listening to their music, or consuming them in any way, shape, or form. So these allegations really meant nothing to a lot of people. What did stick was allegations of him being a .pdf file, which came out with a bunch of clips that he had resurfaced from old streams.
Under the clock, H under the clock, H under the clock, H under the clock.
Like that, I'm gonna be honest, bro. But hey, DM me, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was cute as hey, you was cute.
I just want to stroke my to every single one of y'all. I don't care if you're 12.
I'm 12, slide my DMs. Oh, I would love to, honestly, bro.
Now, these are the more serious accusations. Stuff like this is honestly non-excusable, no matter what he might say. Obviously, he's gonna go out and say that these are just a joke. These are meant to be funny, but in all reality, who was laughing at stuff like this? Making jokes about underage anything is already weird. And then when your whole content is mainly around flirting or talking to girls, making jokes about being underage, doing these things just makes it 10 times worse. And this type of stuff, I don't think makes him a .pdf file, but it definitely is unexcusable, and he needs to move from doing stuff like this. Even recently with Max's mod Nor, he had made some comments that were very weird for someone that is meant to be underaged.
Nor. N-O-U-R. How about I put my P-E-N-I? Okay, let me chill, because I seen all that whole with academic like that. I gotta chill. PR train, listen.
Understand making jokes for the content. You're on stream a lot and you might just not realize you slip up and say something dumb, but that's really not an excuse for all these things I just showed you. Obviously, some of the clips were blurred because I actually like being monetized, so just listen to the audio back. The things that you're saying is not things you should be saying on a live stream when you're talking about underage group of people in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like this is the most weird things out of the things he said. Based on on testimonies for a lot of other people that we're going to get into later, it makes it seem like Marlon is just trying to make a joke that was not received well at all. And I honestly don't find these as a joke. That's the one thing people could definitely bash him for, because that clip I just showed you of Noor was recent. It was toward the end of like last year. So even if those other clips are like years and years ago, he still presents himself doing things like this recently. So I think he definitely needs to be talked about when it comes to that type of joking level. But that is something he addressed when he made his response. After returning to streaming, you obviously know he had to talk about all of these allegations, and this was one of the things he definitely did mention.
And I haven't been since then. Now, that's not an excuse. That's me saying that when I said those things, I thought it was okay to say those things because I wanted to blow up. I wanted to get the clip out there. I wanted to get that on TikTok. That's probably gonna get clipped everywhere. I thought my brain worked as in, okay, if I say the most ridiculous stuff ever, the internet will snap up and boom, boom, boom like this, and it'll be a snowball effect, and it'll be bigger and bigger. It's not how this world works, Marlon. But I never realized that until later on. But the later on is too late already. What's been done, what's been said has been done, right? So I said the most stupid ever. It's not okay. I do not stand by that. I'm not the same person anymore. I've learned along the way as I went by. It's not okay. And I want to say right here, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I would never ever say those things again. It's not okay to joke about it. It's not okay to say any of these things. It's dark humor, but that doesn't go in this world. It shouldn't go in this world, and it should never be okay to say anyways, okay? And I'm sorry for it. I apologize. I take full accountability. That was 100% wrong, and I will never do it again.
I know the other things that feel like I was just defending Marlon, but I feel like it's just coming from a viewer's perspective. That stuff can be excused, and people could not care as long as Marlon is entertaining them. This type of stuff, especially if he continues down this road, will just make him look weird, and he already does by saying these things and thinking it was okay. But justifying it, being like, yo, that's going to be the big clip on TikTok, it's going to give me a bunch of views. What type of viewers are you going to get by saying you want people under the clock, age under the clock? That type of stuff is just straight up weird and not gonna get you any meaningful viewers at all. It's just gonna get you a bunch of weirdos in your stream, chat, whatever it is. So that's the one thing where it's like there's no way you can excuse that in any way, shape, or form. I definitely think he just needs someone to talk to him, or just needs a new mentality, which he does say he has. But going forward, most definitely staying away from all of that, because it's not funny, it's not a joke, and it shouldn't be treated as one. But one big thing when all this was happening, before Marlon said anything, people were reaching out hoping that his friends will talk about it. And one big person that people were wanting to hear from was Lacy. I mean, Marlon was going around even getting a trip sponsored by Aiden Ross to go hang out with Lacy because they were so good at making content together. So when all this was happening, Lacy did go on camera and give his thoughts on the entire situation.
If I say anything, it could be interpreted as his words. That's why I haven't said anything yet. If you guys think that I'm just sitting here like not being a good friend to Marlon, first of all, Marlon, I've talked to Marlon, okay? I promise you guys, Marlon is my friend. That is my brother, okay? But I'm not going to speak on anything, but the one thing I am going to say before he speaks on anything is we are not going to sit here and throw around, especially in my community, any community, we're not going to throw around this word, okay? That is not what this is. You guys, it happened to me 3 months ago. I made bad jokes in the past. It happens, okay? It's not okay. I'm not defending it. What I did was wrong. What other people did was wrong. What Marlon did was wrong. But we're not going to sit here and throw around that word, okay? That word, especially not in my community. Marlon's my friend, but I'm also not going to react to anything, speak on anything involving that until he does, because that's not my place until he does it first. Simple as that.
I'm gonna be honest, throughout this entire situation, I feel like it just shows how more tolerable viewers are in general and how much they genuinely don't care about the personal lives of these creators. A lot of people on Twitter or other places, even during his stream where he came out and talked about the situation, said that he was all right, and they truly don't care. Not only about the bad jokes that he made, which they do feel like is inexcusable and they do feel like he needs to do better with, but with everything else, they truly just don't care, as long as they can provide him with good entertainment. And that just shows the level of what is now considered a content creator, or what is now considered acceptable. Because maybe a while ago you could have got stuff off like this and people would actually cancel him or actually care to be like, no, don't watch him. But nowadays it truly doesn't matter, especially after we had that whole sketch situation. It just shows that viewers actually either do care more about these creators and are understandable of the situation, or care so little that something as small as you not being faithful to somebody truly doesn't matter to them, as long as is you're gonna get back on this camera and make them laugh. That's just the whole big truth of this story. Marlon, I do think needs to improve when it comes to his joking matter, but with everything else, yes, it's kind of messed up. Maybe if you're unfaithful to your girl doing 20 v1s, at the end of the day, as a viewer, they're not gonna care. And being homeless and struggling and doing what you can in order to make money is understandable to everybody, especially nowadays. But that's just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do that would be the comment section down below. Because if you did enjoy this video, maybe you should give it a like. And if you enjoy content like this, maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week and you'll never miss out on a single upload if you hit that bell icon, because you'll be notified the millisecond a video goes live. That's enough for me. I'll miss you guys in the next one. Peace out.